Okay, let's just jump right in with a pretty powerful idea. What if that one thing that always felt like the biggest barrier to a high-paying career, the college degree, was suddenly, well, optional? Because we're right in the middle of this quiet revolution that's making that a reality. It's opening up these incredible remote jobs that are based purely on what you can do, not where you went to school. So you can forget the old rules. This is the new roadmap.
And let's put a number on this revolution, shall we? I want you to just look at this figure for a second. That is the average salary for remote jobs that don't require a college degree. Let that sink in for a moment. We are not talking about minimum wage here. We are talking about a six-figure average. It's just a huge sign that the ceiling on what's possible here is way, way higher than most people think.
But okay, let's be real for a second. An average is just an average, right? And that number is definitely pulled up by some very high earners. So while a six-figure salary is absolutely on the table, you're probably not going to start there on day one. And that's okay. That's exactly what this is all about, giving you the real, practical steps to get yourself on that path.
So to really understand how to grab this opportunity, we first have to pop the hood and see what's going on. What's driving this massive change? Because this isn't just a trend. It's a fundamental revolution in how companies hire. And understanding the why is the absolute key to unlocking the how.
And this slide just nails the change perfectly. For decades, right? The degree was the gatekeeper. It was the stand-in, the proxy for competence. But now the new currency is provable skill. Can you actually code the app? Can you design the user experience? Can you write copy that sells? That's what matters. Your portfolio is basically your new diploma.
So, why the big shift all of a sudden? Well, it's not charity, it's just smart business. Companies have finally figured out that skills, not just a piece of paper, are a much better predictor of who's actually going to do a good job. Plus, when they hire remotely, they can pick from a global talent pool and save a ton on costs. And here's the key takeaway for you. Their smart business move has become your golden opportunity.
Okay, so we get it. The shift is real, and we know why it's happening. But where exactly are these jobs? Let's zoom in from that big picture and start looking at the specific industries and roles that are really leading the pack.
This chart gives us a fantastic bird's-eye view. And no surprise, tech and IT are a huge slice of the pie. But look at everything else. Creative and marketing, business support, sales. Together they make up most of these roles. So this isn't just a tech bro thing. It is happening across the board.
Now, this is where it gets really tangible. Look at these roles. Web developer, UX UI designer, project manager. These aren't just little side gigs. These are serious, high-impact, high-paying careers. And the ticket to get in is what you can do, not what your degree says. Knowing these jobs exist is one thing. It's exciting. But the next question is obvious, right? If it's not a degree, then what is it? How do you actually prove to a hiring manager that you've got the goods? So let's break down what we're calling the new credentials.
So here's the crucial mind shift. You're not applying with a gap on your resume. You're applying with a totally different and honestly more powerful set of credentials. Think of it like a three-part powerhouse. You've got a portfolio that shows them what you can do, certifications that prove what you know, and a track record that proves you can actually deliver.
And look, we can break this down into a super simple, actionable plan. Step 1, you acquire the skills that companies are desperate for right now. Step 2, you build a portfolio that actually puts those skills on display for everyone to see. And Step 3, you earn certifications that basically scream, "I know my stuff," to any hiring manager out there.
And when we're talking about certifications, some are absolute heavy hitters. Look at these names: Google, AWS, Meta, IBM. These are not some random online courses. These are credentials from the companies that literally define these industries. Earning one of these is like getting a direct stamp of approval, and it creates a super clear pathway into a great remote career.
Okay, but let's address the elephant in the room. Are these just, dead-end jobs? Is there any real room for growth? Let's tackle that one head on, because the answer is a huge, resounding yes.
I want to be absolutely crystal clear on this. These roles are not traps, they are launch pads. They are the entry point where you get in, build real-world experience, stack new skills, and then launch yourself into more specialized, higher-paying senior roles. Okay, so let's walk through a classic example. You start as a customer service rep. You're not just answering calls, right? You're solving problems, learning the product inside and out. So you hone those technical skills you're learning, and boom,
you become a technical support specialist. Or you focus on building client relationships, and suddenly you're a customer success manager. Both are a huge step up.
And you see this same pattern playing out all over the place. The organizational skills you master as a virtual assistant, that's the foundation for becoming a project manager. The insane attention to detail you need as a data entry clerk, that's your first step toward becoming a data analyst. Every entry-level role has the seeds of a senior position inside it. You just have to be strategic about it.
So how do you actually make that jump, especially when you're remote? You have to fight that whole out-of-sight, out-of-mind problem. And the formula is right here. You have to be hyper-responsive so you're always visible. Document your wins with cold, hard data. And most importantly, never, ever stop learning. That's how you climb the ladder when there isn't a physical ladder to climb.
All right, we've covered a ton. The why, the what, how to grow. Now for the grand finale. This is the practical, rubber-meets-the-road blueprint for actually finding and landing your first or your next great remote role.
Look, you've got to be smart about where you look. Start with the specialized boards like FlexJobs. They do the heavy lifting of vetting the jobs for you. But here's a pro tip. Do not sleep on freelance platforms like Upwork. Doing even a few small projects there can be the absolute fastest way to build that killer portfolio you need to land a full-time gig.
Your application needs to scream skills, not credentials. So first, you tailor your resume to spotlight what you can do. Second, make your portfolio link the star of the show. It's your proof. Then, you use your cover letter to connect the dots, showing them exactly how your skills solve their problems.
So, if there's one thing you walk away with today, let it be this. This is not a fad. This is the future. With things like AI getting so much better at matching skills to jobs and the rise of all these micro-credentials, the big shift away from degrees is only going to get faster.
So yeah, the old gatekeeper is pretty much gone. The opportunities are real, the paths are clearer than ever, and the tools are all right there for you. So the only question left is the one on your screen. The degree is no longer the only key. What door will you unlock?